If you sell real estate, then you should know that there are about 4 audiences, 4 groups of people who buy real estate, right? And if you're able to identify these people and understand their needs, then you will be able to sell to them easily. The reason why some people struggle to sell is because they don't even know the class of audience or the group where each of these prospects belong to. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 4 groups of real estate audiences and how you can sell to them, each of these people in these different groups. Now, it is general knowledge. Everyone knows that knowing your audience and identifying their needs is one of the first steps towards achieving a great result in sales. This applies in all kinds of business. If you don't know who your audience is or who you are trying to sell to, you will struggle to sell. Now, for real estate, everyone is not your audience. This one you are saying, come and buy property, you need property in your name, it appreciates, is that those things, yeah, they may be true, but everyone is not the ideal buyer. If you are able to identify these audiences, these 4 groups I'm going to share with you, it is easier for you to channel your conversation in line to the group that these people belong to. Okay? Now, if you don't know the buying psychology of the audience you're marketing to, you will struggle to sell to them, because each of these audiences in these 4 groups, they have different buying psychologies. So this buying psychology that you understand would help you position your marketing materials or your marketing message in the best way possible that will get them to do business with you. Okay? The real estate audience is mostly grouped into 4, like I said, and this set of people have different reasons for wanting to buy a piece of property. In this video, we are going to I'm going to show you the reasons. I'm going to explain each of these audiences to you. The group 1, I said there are 4 groups. The group 1 are the investors, real estate investors. Okay? This group of people, they are interested in property flipping. So if you want to sell to these people, you go straight to the point of what their interest is about. They are not interested in a lot of stories and stuff. These are the kind of people that always like to buy property during the pre-launch, especially for lands. They buy lands mostly. They like to buy lands during the pre-launch. So they are always on the lookout for pre-launch, for new estates that are coming up, new estate deals, because this is where they get their money from. The best way to acquire or to get more money or to acquire more wealth via real estate is to buy at the pre-launch stage. This is where you see companies selling property for 3 million naira and telling you that when they launch, they will launch at 5 million naira. So this is the point where the investors go ahead and put money. Now, there's something I need to tell you. These investors, they have they have something we call pool of funds. Okay, they can be 10 people or 5 people. So 5 people or 10 people can come together and put some amount of money, probably maybe 20 million naira each of them. Okay, so they can get even up to 100 million naira. So they have this pool of funds. They have that money waiting, so that once a deal comes out, they put the money into it. And a few months after, once the estate launches and start selling at a higher amount, they sell and cash out. They are not there to buy and hold. They are not buying crypto. They are buying real estate. They are not there to buy and hold until everything rises. They buy and hold for a short period of time. Once the estate launches, they sell. So they buy during the pre-launch and they sell. So these people, they're interested in property flipping. They buy a house today for 6 million, they sell it for 8 million. They buy land today for 1 naira, they sell it for 5 naira. If you meet this kind of people, you should know the exact thing to tell them why they should invest in this piece of property. You give them the location, you give them the landmark, especially because the landmark is what gives them the more assurances that they are going to make some good money. If the landmark, if the developmental activities in that area where they are buying the land, if the developmental activities is not convincing enough, they would not buy with you, because they are investors. They are in for profit, and they don't waste time. They don't stay for a long period. They just buy and move. And so if you have their contact, they will continue to contact you to know if you have any more deals or any more properties. So if you come across the investor group, tell them exactly what will make them buy that land. The appreciation value of the land, the landmark of the land that will bring about the appreciation, then the current developmental activities within the region of that landmark that is bringing those activities, that is bringing those developments. This is what investors are looking out for. So if you find investors, you are going to make a lot of money, making commissions, of course. The second group is the long-term acquisition group. These people, they buy land and hold till they figure out what to do with the land, because they don't actually know what to do with the property. Lands, mostly, it's land, usually plot of land. All right? They buy and wait till development is coming to them. People, they already know that development is coming to that region, so they just go there ahead of time and buy. That's why when you are discussing with some people, they will tell you that I bought land there in 2007 with so amount. Today that land is worth so millions. They have foresight, all right? They are always looking out for where to acquire land, piece of land and hold the document for long term. They're not buying to hold for 1 year, for 2 years. They buy for a very long time. And they hold it. Somebody will tell you, I bought land there 5 years ago. I bought land there 10 years ago for so amount. Today is this. Some of them, they buy because they have younger children. They have kids who are just growing. So that land is like an assurance or a security for them that when these kids come of age, they can actually sell that land and send their kids abroad to study. So they acquire different properties in different regions, in different states, in locations where the landmark is very convincing, in locations where they know that this is where development is going to in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 5 years. They buy those land. In the future, they can sell the land, use the money to fund their travel abroad plan, use the money to send their children to go and school abroad, or they can even build They can even build shopping malls or plazas or complex business offices there. These are people who are in the long-term acquisition group. If you meet them, these are the kind of punchlines you give to them that about the future projections, about the appreciation value, about how tomorrow can come, and then they can actually use this land to fund their vacation, or they use this land to fund their relocation if they choose to, especially when they retire and then they want to go to other countries, or they use this land to send their children abroad to go and study and to go and have a better life. So this is how to talk to this kind of people, the land acquisition group. And the third group is people living in diaspora. These people are hot in the real estate business. They buy a lot because they've gone ahead. They've gone out of the country to go and to go and work. They went there for greener pastures, and now they have some amount of money. They would like to invest this money back home. Some of them want to have land. They need assets to their name. Some want to even start building houses. Some of them even send money to their relatives to buy land and build houses for them. And in many cases, we've seen how these things turn out, that the relatives often disappoint them. So you now step in, market to these people, convince them enough. At least if you work with a reliable real estate firm, it is easier for them to verify the authenticity of this land, and then they buy from you. So Nigerians in diaspora is a hot cake for the real estate business. If you are a realtor, if you're someone who has land, Nigerians in diaspora, they want to have assets to their names. They want to buy land. Some of them want to start building. Some of them are even looking for houses. Some want to buy land to build hotels. Some want to buy land to build short-let apartments. See, these people are looking for assets to their name. Find them, sell to them. You'll find them by Facebook ads. You'll find them in different Facebook groups. You'll find them on Twitter. You'll find them in your friend's WhatsApp status. So you tell your friends to help you post about what you do on their WhatsApp status, and they will help you. Find these people and sell to them. They are the third group of real estate audiences. These people are buyers. The fourth group is the wealth preservation group. Wealthy people acquire assets because they want to preserve wealth. They have a lot. They want to preserve, have more. That's why when you see some people, they pass their wealth on to their children, their assets. Sometimes when you hear lawyers reading wills, if you watch the movies, they read wills. I leave my land in so place to my son Emeka. I leave the 12 plots of land in Abuja to this. I leave this for the acquire assets. I leave the houses. I leave the estates in this place for Nkechi. I leave this. They acquire assets. because these are vehicles for wealth preservation. They have a different mindset. They have a different buying psychology. Now, if you don't know this mindset, if you don't know their buying psychology, you will not be able to sell to them. So for you to be able to sell to this group, you need to present yourself well. You need to look okay. You need to look very well fed. You need to look presentable because they are wealthy. If you look hungry, come to them with your adverts, they will just, in fact, they hardly even check out adverts. All right. So if you come across audiences like this, the wealth preservation group, know how to sell to them. Sell to them with keywords that will trigger action within them. Okay. They just know that they acquire assets to preserve their wealth, and in most cases pass it on to their children. All right. Now, if you identify each group of this audience and understand the reason why they buy property, it will be easier to position your conversation in that direction and then close the sale. So these 4 groups are the groups of real estate audiences that buy properties. Study this video again. Do more research to know how people fall into each group, so that when you come across a prospect, you will be able to identify which group they fall into, and then craft your message or your conversation to go in line with their desire or with their need based on the group they fall into. This is how to sell more properties in a very short time.